Yep, and welcome back to another Saucy Meteor vlog. This is the first one that I am recording on a DSLR camera. It's also the third attempt at this vlog because I've messed up the camera settings and then I forgot to open the blind, so the lighting was rubbish. GG camera! Anyway, this video I am going to talk about games that are coming up on my radar of 2014. They're on my phone. Okay, first two games on my games radar of 2014 are Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor and Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment, and they are coming out on September the 29th. September the 29th, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor and Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment. I'll start with Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. This game is something that I've not looked into too much, but looks like something that I would enjoy. It seems like a cross between Assassin's Creed and, well, it's basically just Assassin's Creed with a Lord of the Rings theme. You know, looks like something I would enjoy. Some sort of Batman, Arkham style stuff gone in there. Looks cool. Probably won't pick it up on release, but to be honest, that's true for most of the games on this list. Unless I specify that I will buy them on release or pre-order them, I will play them sometime next year into 2015, the gap between January and October, which is when, like, no games come out at all. And after that, yeah, well, we've got Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments. Now, this is a game that I saw a few months ago. Didn't think anything of it until I saw like a gameplay trailer a couple of days ago. It's a different type of game from what I would normally play. I normally play action, first-person shooters, RPGs, and things like that. But this game seems more like a Walking Dead style game, where it's like choices, and then your choices that you make impact the story. But you're looking for cluing for looks and, yeah, stuff like that. So it's a different game it's a different type of genre of game that I would normally play. I'm probably not going to record it, but it looks like something that I would play for pleasure next year, sometime like that. And it looks like it's a cool concept. I know there's been a few Sherlock Holmes games on the DS. I've not played any of them. You can get them ridiculously cheap, which probably says something about the quality of them. To be honest, the game studio that is developing this is one that I've never heard of before, so you know, chances are it probably isn't going to be the most successful of AAA titles coming out this year, but it looks like an interesting concept that I would be interested in. And then after that, of course, if you watch my Outlast videos, you will know that I am hyped to hell for Alien Isolation, coming out on October the 7th, I think. Don't quote me on these release dates, by the way, because they're almost definitely wrong. Now, Alien Isolation looks awesome. Just simply put, awesome. I say I'm hyped for it. It is quite weird saying that, considering that I only watched Alien a week ago. Anyway, I've been following the trailers since about January of this year, and you know, my first impressions with it were that it looked very much like Outlast. And if you watch me a lot, you will know that Outlast is one of my most favourite horror games. I absolutely love that game to bits. I've played through the main game and the DLC, and the DLC is currently going out on my channel right now, so subscribe to get all of them. Outlast is a game that I loved, and this game looks very much like Outlast but alien themed, and that looks awesome. Apart from you can fight back, and it's very cool because in Outlast, the enemies have like a pattern that they follow, which they deviate if they see you, but then they will very much go back to that path. Alien Isolation doesn't have a path for the alien. It is completely random, which is going to make it 10 times harder, but also 10 times more immersive. It looks a lot harder because the alien learns like what you do. So for example, in Outlast I ended up hiding either under beds or in lockers quite a lot. If you did that in Alien Isolation all the time, the alien will probably realise this and then start looking in all of the lockers. So you've got to adapt and try and vary your ways of escaping the alien, which is pretty damn cool. And I'm so excited for this. I'm pre-ordering the Nostromo edition, so I will get the Nostromo crew with Ellen Ripley and a few of the other crew as well. So, and you can play as them, and I think it's a different story or different campaign. So it looks awesome. I'm pre-ordering this. And then next up on my list, on October the 14th, I have Borderlands the pre-sequel. This isn't something that I intend to pick up on release. However, you can get 25% discount if you pre-order on Steam now. Just putting that out there. Now, Borderlands is a series that I haven't really invested much time in as I would like. I never heard of Borderlands until Borderlands 2 came out, and a few of my friends said that they were looking forward to it, and I still didn't buy it. And then I bought it about a year and a half ago when I first got an Xbox 360, And I didn't invest too much time into it. In fact, I only reached like level 6 or something like that. Yeah, I didn't really play very much on the console. And then when I first got my gaming PC, Borderlands 2 was the first game I bought because it was on sale at the time. I've invested a lot more hours into it on PC than I have on console, but I still haven't invested as much time as I would like. I have the season pass, so I need to sort of keep playing it a bit more. It is a very, very cool game. It's very funny. It's the art style I really like. However, it is sort of shooter combined with RPG, which I'm not a massive fan of. I mean, I like RPGs and I like shooters, but I'm not too sure on them combined together, especially the first person type. I mean, a third person shooter RPG could work sort of, but I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of that type of game when you combine the two together. Saying that, Borderlands, I never really much enjoyed going back into the story of Borderlands. I know that some hardcore Borderlands fans will love the story and they know probably quite a lot about it, but I'm not really one of them people who goes really into the backstory of games too much, apart from Elder Scrolls games, maybe GTA or something like that. But, you know, I'm not really that big on the Borderlands story, and Borderlands the pre-sequel seems to be mainly story focused. I will pick it up in 2015, but not this year, probably not. And next on my list I have the big one. Assassin's Creed Unity is coming out on Tuesday the 28th, supposedly. Well, it will come out on next gen on that day, no doubt about that. PC, don't hold your breath, because pretty much every Assassin's Creed game has been delayed by, I think the longest was about 6 months after the console release date on PC, so don't hold your breath. However, Ubisoft are supposedly trying to make themselves more friendly towards the PC community. However, they called us dirty pirating arseholes, so, you know. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Unity looks absolutely gorgeous from the trailers. Please don't do a Watch Dogs. I really want this game. It's just, I'm going to pre-order it so I can get the Bastille edition with the steel box. Assassin's Creed Unity and Alien Isolation are the only 2 games that I am pre-ordering on disc. Most games I will just buy on Steam, but these are the only 2 games that I'm going to buy on disc just so I can show off the steel books, because I like doing that. Yeah, it's just Assassin's Creed Unity is basically Assassin's Creed in Paris with amazing visuals. They've upgraded the combat system and the parkour system, and it's a game that I really want to play, so please give it me now, and don't delay it, otherwise I will murder the head of Ubisoft. Not literally, please don't buy my channel. And next up on my list is for Tuesday the 4th of November is Assassin's Creed Rogue, which is the last gen counterpart of this Assassin's Creed series, basically Black Flag extended in the Arctic. I'll pick it up next year, and it'll probably be the last game that I play on 360, because it is last gen exclusive. It'll be like my send off to my 360, my last gen game. Yeah, I'll play it. It's a story game, and I followed the Assassin's Creed games religiously, and I know a lot about the story, so I will pick this game up next year, but not now, because, you know, I'll have Unity to play the week before, hopefully. And then the other big game coming out the same day is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This is the first Call of Duty that I'm excited for, ever. I mean, I played a lot of Black Ops 2. That was a game I absolutely loved and adored. I only got to Prestige 2. I'm not the best COD player. I've never played a COD on PC apart from Call of Duty Ghosts, but as we all know, that failed on PC and pretty much on every platform. But this game, it looks pretty for a Call of Duty game. I'll give it that. The new exosuit abilities look pretty cool. Similar to Titanfall, there's quite a lot of jokes about how it borrows from Crysis and Titanfall, and considering that Titanfall was made by a studio which also came from Infinity Ward, which is where Sledgehammer came from, who knows. But anyway, I don't really care about where studios originated, don't really care about what content they may have supposedly copied. As long as they deliver as a decent game that's good, fun and awesome, I don't care. It means that I get a good game to play at the end of the day, and they get my money. Might pre-order it just so I can get the some of the bonus add-ons, but it really annoys me when game companies do that. Say, if you pre-order, you get this exclusive content. Yeah, but what if the game's crap? I'm not going to use the exclusive content that you give me because the game is crap. And then next on my list for November the Tuesday 11th. Oh, Jesus, cables are a bit tight here. Halo the Master Chief Collection. I know I don't have an Xbox One, and I will never buy an Xbox One ever in my life. However, Halo is a series... Jesus Christ, I kicked my laptop, don't fall off. I'll start again for that one. Halo is a franchise that I never really invested much time in, similar to Borderlands. However, I know a little bit more about that than I do about Borderlands. So I'm going to give you a quick history lesson on my time with Halo. I first saw Halo when I went around to my friend's house and saw him and his older brother playing it on their Xbox 360. I jumped in, did split screen and Forge, we made bases, we had some awesome battles, we had a lot of fun, it was amazing. I always came out of my friend's house with a sore throat just from laughing so much for the fails and awesome things that we did in the in Halo. When I finally got an Xbox 360 for myself, one of the first games I bought was Halo 4. I played through the story, I researched a little bit into the backstory, which is something that I don't normally do on games. I played through that, did a little bit of the multiplayer, and the Forge didn't captivate me as much as what Halo's Freeze and Reach did. But now that their Master Chief Collection is coming out for Xbox One, I'm probably gonna watch walkthroughs of it and go back to and watch from the start all the way through from Halo 1 to Halo 4, and that's probably all I'll do. So I'm keeping my eye on the game, not going to buy it because I don't have anything to play it on. Unless they announce it for PC, please do 343, because, you know, it originated on PC, then became what made Xbox famous. It originated from PC, its roots are at PC, please bring it out on PC. Next up, this is going to be quite a long video. November the 18th, Far Cry 4. A lot of people are excited for this, me included. I wasn't actually excited for this until a couple of weeks ago, where I absolutely blitzed through Far Cry 3. Probably did it a little bit too quickly, but then I spent all my time going through and liberating all the outposts, and I think I put about 18 hours in the space of about 3 days. So I bashed it quite a lot a couple of weeks ago, and I'm now really excited. If Far Cry 4 is anything to go by what Far Cry 3 was, I'm gonna love it. And the visuals look awesome, there's some new mechanics, there's the co-op. It looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna buy it on release date because I'm gonna have so many other games to play through, like Alien Isolation and Assassin's Creed Unity, but it is definitely something that I will pick up in 2015, for definite. I'm gonna pick that up in the future. And I think there's only one more game left on this list, and that is GTA 5 for next gen and PC. There isn't actually a confirmed release date that I know of yet. It might be announced by the time this video goes up, but who knows. The initial sort of rumoured release date was November the 14th, the same as Far Cry 4, I believe. But I've sort of lost hope in that release date, considering that the last video that we saw of GTA 5 for the next gen and PC was at E3, and that was in July. And we haven't seen any news or video content for about that game since July. It is now the end of August, and yeah, we haven't had any news whatsoever. So I'm not holding out on that November release date. Of course it could happen, but going from Rockstar's reputation of not catching up with stuff that they should be doing, the Heist DLC, yeah, I'm not holding out on that. There is a December 31st release date listed on some sellers. I suspect that is just a placeholder, and it does seem a little bit of a weird release date to release it on after Christmas. I mean, maybe they could be enticing gamers to spend their Christmas money on it, but it would make more sense, and you'd probably get more sales if you released it before the holiday, where people will buy it for other people for Christmas. That kind of makes more sense as a sales thing, but, you know, it's Rockstar, who gives a damn. So yeah, I'm definitely going to pick that game up when it's released, if not pre-order it if they announce the release date for it, because I had so much fun with it on Xbox 360. It was just an absolute blast to play through, the campaign and the online, especially if you have a group of friends, which I did, and it was absolutely insane. So that's basically all my games that are on my games radar. Leave your games on your games radar in the comments below. It's just occurred to me that this video is incredibly similar to my upcoming games of E3 2014. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.